Hi everyone, Githany Mortano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and today we're here to review the mixtape by the hip hop duo Two Man, a duo composed of Geo the artist, Geo the artist, and Ben Fatalicious. And we're just and they were kind enough to send me the mixtape on CD, which I do thank them. Yet I don't know if them getting points for that is really going to help give points on the actual score. But I would just stick that right here. I don't know if it'll stick. Probably not. Might fall down. However, I'm here to review the new mixtape. Of course, that's what you guys came here for. And this record is not that bad, I'm not going to lie. I mean, there were some really, really good tracks on here, such as, I feel like, the track. We're going to track by track review. First one, I believe, was Intro. And it was nothing more than just a short interlude to really, help get settled into the album or mixtape. And it was nothing more than just a guy speaking. Then it comes in, shoots him, the gunshots transition into number 2, and that is Bubblegum. Yes, Bubblegum, which is okay. It's a pretty good track, and the matters of it, I'm just gonna cut straight to the point. It's about eating pussy, which I can really, I'm not gonna say relate to, but I could really respect that, because if you want to get it sucked, you gotta go in and eat. So I do resonate with them, and of course having bubblegum pink is being a thing, but they chose bubblegum to be a metaphor for pussy. Now Gio's verse I thought was really, really solid, having a lot of lyrical details in it, and Ben's verse was pretty alright. I feel like throughout the whole project it really shows which artist puts the most care into it, but that's besides the point. Second track, actually I might just review the ones that I feel should be highlighted. But I think the second track was Circus Peanuts, if I do remember correctly. And that track is okay. Actually, maybe like my least favorite one off the album, just probably because I feel like it doesn't really stick all that well. And if I'm gonna be honest, I think it was kind of just a big nothing burger. However, I do like the creative detail for them to put it like him switching through commercials and channels on the TV, and each TV channel is just going to be a new verse. But overall, I thought that might have been the weakest one. And now I believe the third actual song is Lollipop, which might be my personal favorite until we get to the last one, which might actually be the best. And that one is, Lollipop. I feel like, of course, going through the album, Benny was always talking about sex, and so Lollipop, I went into it thinking, oh my gosh, this dude's Bennett. She was going to be the better artist, but Bennett is just going to talk about a girl sucking his lollipop. But no, I feel like I was pleasantly surprised with how it actually turned out. And having Bennett, Bennett not just talk about that, he maybe says 1 or 2 bars where that is the case, but no, his rapping ability is really good, and of course Gio brings the table, and I heard that from an interview, a couple actual lines supposed to be based off of a real events in his life, so I think that is all in all really good as well. And yeah, Lollipop might be the most underrated, but also my personal favorite off of the mixtape. And I believe the next one is Airhead. Airhead is Airhead, It's okay. It's just okay. I feel like they said that they used Tyler, the Creator, and Kendrick Lamar type beats, and they did find good beats, but for the Kendrick Lamar tracks, they were kind of mid. They wanted to get 2 features on the album. One of them was just going to be a straight up autistic person yelling into the mic. The second one was going to be another person. I think his name was Lee I Am. And that one. And they did want him, but he used all of his verse on AI. and he kept on saying slurs. And by the way, he is white, so yeah, they just kind of said he shouldn't be on the album because it wouldn't really work. I feel like I can respect them for that. But I think if he were on the album, it still would have been a pleasant surprise to have someone other than two idiots yapping on a track. But it's fine. But it's fine. But it's fine. And now, the last one being Sour slash Skittles. That is the best one. Not only because they used a really good Kendrick Lamar type beat, saying that the inspiration was Good Kid, Mad City. And now we all know that Good Kid, Mad City has some amazing storytelling in it. Not to glaze, but it does. And so that's exactly what Gio wanted. He wanted a storytelling song. And he executed that very quickly, him being the main director of it. I'm not really going to say what it's about, because I'm sure you can find it somewhere else. And I'm sure you can actually listen to it and figure out pretty quickly on why it is both so amazing and what the story is actually about. And so, outro being the same guy who got shot by Bennett was actually an outro too. Just giving a quick rundown of the album and it just being an outro. And if I'm not gonna lie, this album is really hard to really pinpoint on what I wanted to give it a rating. However, I feel like the actual tracks, like the highlights I mentioned, were really good. So I think they were really high too, so they definitely bumped up the points. And the other tracks that were not as good were still pretty decent to listen to nonetheless. So I think this mixtape, I might have to give it a very, very strong 9 to a light 10. Yes, another 10 out of 10. So, yeah, I think that this record is really good. And also, not to mention, the cover art for it is really, really good. Love all the little details of it. Like how it's a candy bag and each individual candy on it is supposed to be another track onto the album. And also, you have a little guy right there. Little guy. So, yes, this album, this mixtape, this EP, whatever you want to call it, really good. Anyway, transition. Have you given this mixtape a review? Did you love it? Did you hate it? You're the best. You're the best. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Like if you like. And Githany Mortano, 2-man forever.